kind of jump off on one of the comments one of you left about, can I expect unconditional love in my relationship? And also, why do I want one? I know a man isn't entitled to sex, but a woman is also not entitled to a man's time, attention, and resources. Yes. And I think that's why we're seeing the marriage rate and relationship rate declining for this very reason. I think that throughout history, relationships were formed out of financial need. Uh, when women weren't able to earn money, they needed a relationship. And that need that a woman had for a man to provide made her want to get married, made her want to be submissive to the man. And the man in turn provided things outside the home. The woman provided things inside the home. She took care of the home and the children. And people kind of had a role and they had a purpose. And the purpose often was a family and survival, frankly. Now, enter birth control, where women are not getting pregnant. Oh, and I will say this, a lot of people got married because the woman got pregnant. A lot of marriages, even in the 30s, good church going women got pregnant by their boyfriends and got married. So pregnancy, the lack of birth control, and the lack of women being able to work was the reason for many marriages. And then that was just what people did. Enter birth control and enter women working. And now all of us are going around saying, why do I need a relationship? What can a relationship do for me? Because women are saying, I no longer need you to provide for me financially. I'm not pregnant, so I don't have to marry you. I don't want to get pregnant. I'd rather work. And men are saying, I didn't get you pregnant, so why should I marry you? So people don't have that need to get married like they used to, is what I think. And then, we kind of lost our roles. It's kind of nice to have roles. I liked having roles when I was married. I loved being in charge of the home, the kids, the cleaning, the cooking, the grocery shopping. I wasn't the best cook, but I liked doing all that for my family. And my husband could go out and work. It kind of lets you focus on one thing rather than having to be a jack of all trades. And it lets a man and kids come home to a home. You don't have to scramble around who's going to make dinner and everybody's all stressed. But those days are gone. Anyway, so the oldest profession in the world, they say, is prostitution, but I think it's actually sales. But there's a reason men pay for sex. They need it more than women do. So if a man wants sex, he has to get a woman. So I think since men need sex more than women need sex, we want it, but we don't need it like men do. That's why we don't pay for it, okay? All you have to do is look at prostitution. There are hardly any men who do it, and a lot of women who do it. Now, why is that? Because women can get sex easier, but we don't want it easier. We're more choosy. So, because men want sex, they have to get women. That's it. And while a woman isn't entitled to a man's time, attention, and resources, if he doesn't provide that, she doesn't want to have sex with him. And I don't know how to overcome that basic fact of prostitution throughout history. It's just a fact of human life that a woman's sexuality is highly valued, that a man has to provide resources to access a woman's sexuality. His resources being money, a generous spirit, a connection, a relationship. And granted, there are women who choose men who are homeless and helpless and stuff like that. But in general, women want something in exchange for sharing their bodies with a man. And I, as being in a woman's body, can tell you that a man has to offer me physical, mental, and emotional safety, because a man can hurt us with his hands. He can end it all. He can unintentionally hurt us sexually. He can get us pregnant. We're less likely to enjoy the sex than a man. If men want easy sex, they need to go gay, okay? But if men want to be with a woman, they have to meet a higher standard, and that's just the life that you chose by choosing to want women. And if you don't like that, go gay. So that's what I have to say about that. And if you can't provide for a woman, not that we're just all about the money, but a lot of us are going, well, if you're not adding to my life, why do I want you and why do I need you? And I think if you meet someone that you're really good friends with, which is really hard to find, like some people never find that in a lifetime, that could be a reason. You really, but a woman is going to need your generous spirit. If you don't have money, at least you have a generous spirit where you show up and you keep your word and you're intentional and you're disciplined and you're focused and you give her a reason to choose you. So that's what men have to understand, that you're more valuable when it comes to construction and building things and being a police officer and being a fireman and those kinds of things. But we're more valuable when it comes to the species and to procreation because men are not that choosy. We're more valuable for sex. We're more valuable as for procreating. And so we are more choosy and we're more selective. And that's just a reality that a lot of men have difficulty with. But that's the reality to make peace with. So don't get mad at women. If you want more sex, start fucking men. You can either take it in the ass or you can use their ass. I guess you can come that way in an ass rather than a vagina. So the problem isn't that women aren't too picky. I'm going to make a great video. The problem isn't that women are too picky. The problem is that men are too picky. They want vaginas because they're not satisfied with a guy's ass. They want a woman's vagina. Those men who can't get sex are way too picky because they want women that are hard to get instead of men who are easy to get, or women who are just a 2 out of 10. Those guys, if they weren't so damn picky, they could get laid all the time. And Grindr is full of guys who are willing to fuck them in the ass. And you might like it. It's like a prostate massage. I hear it's pretty good. So now to go to the topic of unconditional love. I think that deserves its own video. Yeah, I'm just saying, if you guys don't have anything to offer, we don't want it. Why should we? If we make our own money, a lot of women can get their own vibrators. They don't get their hearts broken. They don't get led on. They don't get somebody's mental health issues. Why should we do it? Just remember, it's not modern women. Prostitution is the oldest profession in the world. Sales. It's a form of sales. It's an exchange of resources. A woman is exchanging her sexuality, access to her sexuality, consensual sexuality. Doesn't mean you can abuse it, okay? In exchange for his money. Why do you suppose that is? And why do you suppose it's still happening today? Why do you think OnlyFans is so great, taking off? I heard on Joe Rogan the other day that there are ladies making like $10,000 a month, $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month, because men will pay for access to women's bodies. If you don't want to pay, go gay. That's what I always want to say. If you don't want to pay, go gay. But if you want access to women, you have to bring your money with you. And if you don't have money, something of comparable value, your time and attention. And if you say women aren't entitled to it, don't give it to them. Go gay. But if you want women, you have to start by giving, you guys. I'm sorry. And even if women didn't have money and they were just going to be with you because you have money, most of you can't, society has changed. Most women make more money than the most men now. So if we don't need your money, why would we want you? Again, men are not beauty objects. That's why you don't want to fuck men. You have to offer something besides a dick. You have to be more than a dick. A dick doesn't do it for us. That's why women don't pay for sex, because dicks are of no value. You as a person are of value. Your contributions to society are of value. Being a father is of value, and a brother, and being a boss, and what you contribute to your work and your friendships and in the community, that's of great value, and you as a human being are of great value. I don't mean to diminish that. But when it comes to sexual access, your dick has no value because a woman can just get a dildo. And we don't have that need to release. And we can get any dick we want. But we're like, why you? And why now? You have to give us a reason. And when men are going around going, you women, they're mad or they're angry or they're like, well, you gotta give us something to want. I had a guy leave a comment the other day like, if we're supposed to protect and provide, you should pay us for that. No, that doesn't make you attractive. We're not as desperate as you guys are. So I'm trying to explain it very kindly, but I wish I had a channel that's just for the women so I don't have to worry about hurting men's feelings in every video I make. Every video I make, there's a part of me that's always censoring myself so I don't piss off men that watch my channel. But the truth of it is, if you guys have nothing to offer other than your dick, you're useless. And your dick is only useful when it's hard. So if it's not hard, it's useless. And if all you have is your dick, you're useless to a woman. So that's, if you don't, if you can't provide for me in a way that makes me feel safe, emotionally safe and mentally safe, if I'm alone in this relationship, having to provide my own money and compete in the world and make sure that I'm safe because you don't care about my safety and you're all selfish, like you're depleting me and stressing me out in my woman's body. And I notice when I feel relaxed in a man's presence because I feel trusting and I feel safe and I feel appreciated. And now I'm receptive. But if guys are like, what are you going to do for me? I'm like, just get the fuck out of here. Like, good luck, I will say there are a lot of women that make these TikTok videos. They sound very angry and ranty. That's not attractive either. But a lot of people are saying, what's in it for me? And since men need sex more, I think they have to make themselves attractive to get it. How are you going to get it if you're running around being a victim going, I'm not going to pay for women and women got to pay for my protection? Women don't pay for you. Grow the fuck up. You want someone to pay for you, you better be a pretty, pretty boy. The men who get paid for sex, they get fucked in the ass, okay? They're tops or they're bottoms for other men. And they work out, they look like calendar models. So unless you look like a calendar model and you can make women squeal with orgasms and you have a good personality that makes women feel safe and comfortable around you emotionally, you can't even get paid for sex. Look at the escort ads in any city. I've done it. New York, Chicago, Miami. Just look at it. You see any men on there? Why do you suppose that is? If you're so valuable. Do you see women wanting to hire men to protect and provide? If that's so valuable? I'm not saying that women are more valuable than men, but when it comes to sex, women are more valuable than men. Men will pay a lot for sex. I've seen what some of these ladies charge and what some of these men will pay. I've heard the stories. So, because men will pay for it, it just means that our sexuality is worth more than your sexuality. A lot more. So, if you want it, you have to give something. Money or a very emotionally fulfilling relationship is usually what a woman will want. And don't get mad at me. I'm just sharing what's out there. It doesn't have to do with your height, your weight, or your looks. So I'm not giving you manosphere bullshit. I'm just giving you a lot of the reality. And that's why a lot of women don't care how much money you make, because you guys have formed an emotional bond. You are friends. She sees you as a partner, as a friend. You know, you're there for her when she needs you, emotionally there. Emotionally there. And I have a guy who follows me who's like, I don't want to sit on the couch and talk to women's feelings. I want to be out there chopping wood and racing my cars. That's not emotionally there. And that's okay. Not all men want that, but that's what a lot of women these days want. They don't want to sit. You don't have to sit and you don't have to go grocery shopping with the woman or tag along while she's at the mall or listen to her vent about her feelings. But you have to be present in the relationship or pay or have money. So if you have money, the woman may overlook the fact that you're ignoring her. But if you don't have money, you have to be an emotional companion. So I think those are the, you have to give the woman something, else she won't want you. Don't listen to that manosphere bullshit. The best thing is to be a confident man and find a woman who values your company. If you can't use the money card, use the personality card. And find a woman who appreciates you and who is not emotionally volatile, who isn't an alcoholic because they have mental health disorders, who isn't a borderline personality disorder or depressed. Get a woman who's got her shit together, who can handle disagreements without retaliating, and you can have a good life with that woman. Don't expect her to look like a 10 out of 10. She could be a 7 out of 10. You can fall in love with a woman who's a little bit chubby. But sexual access to a woman is going to require you to open her heart emotionally or blind her with your wallet. Or both, ideally. And thank you for watching my video.